What is going on, guys? It is Patrick here, and today I'm coming at you guys with another top 5, and in this episode, we're going to be covering the top 5 hardest bow upgrade steps under Eisendrache. Guys, let's get into it. Now, coming in at our 5th hardest step, this is going to be the initial step when creating the fire bow. So I'm not talking about that very first step when you actually start the quest that you just gotta shoot a wall at point blank. What I'm talking about is the first real step in this quest, and it's when you have to go down to the rocket pad, wait for the test to go off, and then you have to just kind of stand right beside the door, sprint out, and shoot that little sort of thingy up on the wall. And how many times to you guys have you been playing and you do this? Yeah, been there, done that. It's not the most ridiculously hard step, but it is probably one of the most infuriating steps to mess up. When you don't get this, you just feel like an idiot. It's so easy, and then you know you have to wait another 6 minutes for the rocket test to go off again, and you're just sitting here like, oh my god, and you get worked up because you missed it and you gotta hit it again. It just goes on and on and on, and it can be a very frustrating process if you don't know exactly where to shoot. And like I said, not the most ridiculous step, but very frustrating to mess up, and definitely takes a little bit of skill. Comes in at number 5. Now, moving down to the number 4 spot on our list, this is going to be the symbols for the void bow. So after you've knifed a zombie over the tile, taken out the urn into the air, and gotten all the skulls, killed the crawlers, after all that process, which is kind of annoying, what you have to do is get these symbols. And this could take anywhere between 1 and like 3 rounds, depending how lucky you get and how quickly this comes. Which, again, killing zombies is not too difficult, but when you're trying to go for the Easter egg and you're on like a really strict time basis where everyone else is done their bow and you're just waiting to get this stupid symbol, this is where this step gets really annoying, because it's just a lengthy step that takes quite a while. And then after you've got all the symbols, what you have to do is go and you have to listen to what he says. If you don't have sound, that can be a huge issue because you can't actually hear what he's saying. Then you have to go up to the statues, check out what it is, and put them in. And like I said, it's just one of those steps that is very time consuming and makes it a lot more difficult for the Easter egg. Kind of annoying. Comes in at number 4. Moving down to the number 3 spot on our list, and this is where it gets very difficult and very frustrating on this list. We have the Fireplace Steps. So one of the last steps for the fire bow or the magma bow, you have to go and stand in a circle, and you basically get 3 shots you have to get it into a designated fireplace. So you have to be very accurate with a bow. Now, this step is relatively difficult, but what makes it even harder is that you can only attempt this 1 time around. So if you screw it up, you have to wait for the end of the round and try it again, kind of like the wisps on the Easter egg. And if you are not the best shot, if you get one of the harder angles that you have to go about doing this, it can be very frustrating to miss. You have to wait another round. It just, it can get to you if you take a really long time. So again, this is one of those steps that takes a lot of skill, and if you're not experienced with it, it can get very frustrating. Now, moving into our number 2 spot on this list, this is going to be the bonfires for the storm bow. Now, the normal bonfires are not extremely difficult. You simply line up your shot, you have targets to hit, and you shoot and aim, and you can get it pretty easily. However, you actually have to do this a second time with the electric urns and turn the fire things into electrical bonfires, which can be very frustrating, as you have to line up the shot, and if you don't miss it, you have to walk back, recharge your bow up, and walk again. So it's not as simple as just shoot, oh, that was a little low, kind of raise your bow up a touch. You have to keep going back, and you have to keep changing your shot, and you really have to be accurate with this. Now, a lot of people have absolutely no problem with this step. If you are an experienced zombie player and you regularly upgrade the bow, this is no problem. However, if it's your first time doing this, I remember my first try on this, that step, that's the one that's like over by above double tap, that one is really, really difficult if you don't know what you're doing, and to just miss over and over and over is one of the most frustrating things in the world, and it comes in at number 2. And coming in at number 1 on our list of the top 5 hardest bow steps, this is going to be creating the Wrath of the Ancients. No, I'm absolutely kidding. Our number 1 spot has been unanimously decided by the community on Twitter, and it is the fly through the air like a gazelle Robin Hood and snipe these tiny circles on the ground for the fire bow. Wow, I have never had a more frustrating step than this. This step is absolutely ridiculous. It's one of those things that even to this day, I'm pretty good at it at this point. I've done it enough and I know what I'm doing. And every time I hit it, I'm like amazed at myself. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I even came close to hitting that. It's one of those steps that is just so ridiculous, and if you don't know what you're doing, you're absolutely hopeless. It's not like, oh, I'll get lucky. Like, no, you have to know exactly what you're doing, exactly where to aim, exactly where to line up your shot, and really takes a lot of practice. Now, again, it's one of those things that once you get good at, you could probably do it with only 3 tries, like 1, 2, 3. And there's actually a way where you can do it with only 1 launch through the air, but it's super difficult and is a little bit ridiculous. This step gives the most people the most amount of problems, and like I said, was unanimously decided on Twitter as being the hardest step. And of course, it comes in at number 1. But anyways, guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this top 5, and if you want to leave a like on the video, as well, subscribe to the channel. We are less than 25,000 subscribers away from 1 million. That would be awesome. Also, watch Mojo. I saw your top 10. I did not agree with it, and I'm watching you guys. You better not do any more zombies top 10s. But in seriousness, guys, I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you later. Peace out.